It's your captain for all things creative, coming at you with Love is Blind, Season 6, Episodes 3 and 4, with a little quick review. If you're new, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And if you're returning, thank you so much. And let's get into this 3 and 4 review. Now, Episode 3, Amy and Johnny meet. They like what they see. Though Amy says she usually goes for ethnic men, but Johnny's heart and soul got her. Clay admits that he had defense mechanisms up and cried over AD for the first time, and him and AD make up and have a good date. Next, Kenneth and Brittany have another good date and talk about keeping God in the middle of everything. And Laura gossips behind her competition's back. And then Laura and Jeremy's date has some flirting, but has some serious family talk mixed into their interaction is more balanced. But when Jeremy talks to Shelly Ann, I hate their date because, she gets asked how many Instagram followers she has by him, and it makes me think that he's looking for, the fame side of Love is Blind a little bit more. But then Shelly Ann also reveals that she's conservative, she's a patriot, and they have a relatively cringy abortion conversation that seems inauthentic. I feel like they were both trying to be PC and not really saying, what they really wanted to say. But that's neither here nor there. Their connection is not as strong as Jeremy and Laura's. Next, Kenneth and Brittany get engaged. And then Jess says she's in love with Jimmy to her pod friend. And Jess and Jimmy have a date, but Jimmy starts the date by cracking his knuckles to intentionally annoy her. They both drinking wine, and Jess also asks about social media, which makes me think that she's also in this for the wrong reason. Between that and then her hiding her, talking about her child from him, I would not choose Jessica if I was Jimmy either. But then she kind of flips it to be slightly more deep than the way Jeremy asked about it, because she was asking Jimmy if he be concerned about, booty models and IG models and following them thirst trap accounts online, since she had a problem with that in the past, and he says he's not like that. And then Jimmy, he's being kind of vague and emotionally distant with Jessica, and I really think he checked out after she told him he had a kid. So back on the boys' side, Jimmy and Trevor and his mother admit that they are in a love star since they both dating Chelsea. But Jimmy also likes Jess, and they both respect and like each other and kind of say they're sort of dating each other, which I thought was interesting. But they really basically want to let Chelsea decide how this all goes. So on the date, Jimmy and Chelsea talk, and Jimmy says that Jimmy said that Trevor told him, she told him that he gave him a compliment, and then Chelsea tells Trevor that she did get pressed by Jessica about their bond. And then basically, they start talking about one another and what life would be like with one another. And Chelsea keeps crying throughout the day and tells Jimmy that he is everything she wanted in life. But I don't want Trevor's heart broken, but I do feel like Chelsea's leaning toward Jimmy. Since Chelsea and Trevor have a date, and he says that he narrowed down all the dates to just her. And Chelsea's playing it cool, but Trevor says he could see himself marrying her. And she seems happy but confused for sure. And he also tells her that he loves her. And she does tell the other pod ladies about it. Now, the other love triangles they show here in episode 4, still Jeremy, Sarah, Ann, and Laura. So then Jeremy says outright that he has a physical versus mental connection to Sarah Ann, which means he's more turned on sexually by Sarah Ann, and they play into it during the date as they paint and talk about things like if they make sex noises and whatnot. And on the other hand, Laura and Jeremy have a mental hold on one another, with Laura describing how she had made a pro and con checklist about Jeremy, and she ran out of room for the pros, and she told him that he is her number one and only choice, And he tells her that he wanted to talk to her in the middle of the night and keep craving her conversation. So it's clear that Jeremy's going to choose Laura, even though he's probably has more sexual chemistry with Sarah Ann. So AD and Clay have a little cute date where he reads her a Bible verse, which made me think he's not so much an F-boy. I'm liking Clay more and more. I feel like AD's making him a better man, and it's nice to see. And he tells her how she has helped him be a better man already. And he proposed to her. She says yes. And I'm kind of rooting for the two of them. So then Kenneth and Brittany finally see one another. And I'm scared for Kenneth because they took a long time to kiss, which makes me think it's not love at first sight for Brittany. Kenneth likes what he sees, but they're both nice and kind Christians, so I think they're going to try to make it work. But, ooh, if this is not a sexist marriage waiting to happen, I don't know what is. So next, AD and Clay meet up, and they so cute. He played down the physical based on her prompts, to stop, focus on the physical and the pods. But then, she was showing him her body. Was like, you can be, excited about the physical now. And them two are just really cute so far. And Jess gets dumped by Jimmy. And I did not feel sorry for her because, like I said, I feel like she kept the child out of the conversation far too long. She should have led with that. And I asked him about social media also made her seem a little shallow too. And she got real upset and real mad at Jimmy during the breakup and let her ugly side show a little bit because in the rant, Jimmy just sat quietly after a while, but I think he felt like he dodged a bullet when she was talking about him choking and needing an EpiPen to open back up his airway after he leave her and see what she looked like versus what Chelsea looked like. And I felt sorry for both Jim and Trevor since I know Chelsea's torn between the two. And I think she liked, I think she liked Trevor, but there was some competition with Jimmy, and I think the fact that he was seeing another woman made her, more interested in him. Trevor saying that he was the only one made him, a little less interesting, I think. But I think Jimmy and Chelsea both have way too much forehead to be having kids together, but they're going to get together. So let us see what happens on the next two episodes. Please, say what you think in the comments. I am liking this season so far. I feel like it's already full of drama, so it's only gonna go from worse to worser. But alas, we're gonna get through it. So remember, you're the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. And I will see you next time. Bye.